Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general mid-month reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Descendant for the last 2 weeks of June. I hope you are using the Crow Tarot for you today. So if you haven't seen these readings before, I structure them slightly differently to all of the other readings that I do, in so much as for the mid-months we are looking for the lesson. I think that there is a lesson contained in every experience that we have, and it makes it easier, I think, to navigate the energy if you can work out exactly why it is that you're in it in the first place. So sometimes it's trying to teach you something about yourself. Sometimes it's trying to show you things that need to, be released and let go in order that new things come in. We won't know until the cards hit the table. So to that end, what we will do is we will start with 3 cards for your current energy, where you are at right now. Let's identify that energy. And then from there, we'll pull 3 cards and have a look and see what the point of the energy is, why you are there in the first place. And we'll close out with 3 cards of advice. I hope that that makes sense. Interesting. A little bit more in there. And let's go. So can I have 3 cards for Aquarius, please? We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Magician. And we have 2 cards that came out together. We have the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. This is really strong energy, Aquarius. Incredibly strong. We have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, which is the card of Taurus. It's a card of structure, sometimes hierarchy. It's sometimes a card of institutions. I notice that we've got you as the star behind it there. That's the card of Aquarius in the Major Arcana. And so it looks like you are giving some serious thought and actually some serious planning stroke manifestation in your current energy at the moment, right? This Hierophant seems to me to be very current. It seems to be very much what you are trying to build for yourself in the here and now moving forwards, rather than necessarily what you already have. And I say that because we have the King of Pentacles and this Magician here, but we also have the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. I'm going to shut this fucking window. Beg your pardon. Right. The King of Pentacles is also a Taurus card, just like this Hierophant here. And he is the king of delayed gratification. He is the king of taking that Ace of Pentacles and knowing that he won't necessarily live to see the tree that comes from that seed, right? There's a quote about that, about a man planting a seed that he will never see turn into a tree. The thing is, I think that you will see this turn into a tree. But you know it's going to take time, and this is where the kind of planning element is coming in here at the moment. I feel like you are in a very present state of looking at, maybe assessing where it is that you want to be in the future and what it is that you need to do in order to get to that place. Because the Star is also a card of what is on the horizon. It is off in the future, it is in the distance in some way, and we do see it here underpinning this Hierophant card. But it's also depicted in the corner of the King of Pentacles there, which is an interesting detail that you don't usually see on King of Pentacles cards. Now yes, there is abundance around him, but it's a very simple abundance, rather than the conspicuous wealth that we see in, in the standard Rider-Waite version of the King of Pentacles, this one here. He's surrounded by fruit and trees. He has a crown, yes, but it seems to be more centered around what he needs rather than what he wants. Excuse me. What's going on with me? The King of Pentacles is also a king of responsibility. I mean, all of the kings demonstrate responsibility in some way or another, but the King of Pentacles is a kind of duty-bound king. He is one who shows up for those around him, those that he cares for. And he demonstrates his love by way of provision, right? So whether this is provision for yourself or provision for those around you who you care about, it seems very much like it's angled towards the future. Like, where do I want us as a collective to be at some point down the road? And, you know, by this I'm talking about you close family, possibly your children, you know, that sort of thing. But maybe even your friends, if you know, bringing friends along with you. Possibly even in your business, for some of you, if you are, you know, running a business, and the King of Pentacles would certainly suggest that at least some of you are. It seems very much like you're taking stock at this time and kind of even retrofitting the steps that you need to take in front of you in order to get to this place in the future. I haven't worded that very well, and it's a word I'm looking for and I can't find it. It's not there. But hopefully you get the gist of what I mean there. So we have the Magician next. Now this card is incredibly powerful. It's one that speaks of utilizing all of the elements that are at the Magician's disposal, and so you have all of the tools that you need in order to manifest exactly what it is that you want moving forwards. Now both of these cards, like I said, they talk about a level of manifestation, and don't get hung up on the fact that it might be material, because it possibly might not. I mean, there's a futuristic, you know, certainly forward-looking implication in what we've seen so far. But there's an incredible amount of will and determination involved in this, as well as, you know, relying on skills that you have. Maybe you're thinking about setting up a business altogether. I can see that clearly being the case here too. Because we also have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, what are you good at, Aquarius? I feel like you're kind of running these sorts of questions through your head. What are you good at? What can you do? What are you good at? What could you be better at in the here and now, to make sure that whatever it is that you're planning for the future comes through in the way that you are planning to do it? It's planning, it's strategizing, but it is also taking action. You know, I see the Three of Wands as a low-level card of manifestation too, because if the Two of Wands is about that crossroads energy, it's about going, here I am at a crossroads, I have this route or this route, and you mentally walk through the consequences of following either of those. The Three then is when you pick a road. It is when you start to go down that road. And it certainly seems to be with a view to whatever new structure you want to put in. What is going to get you to where you want to go in the future. It's really strong. It's very powerful, and it's quite self-assured too. But it doesn't feel like you're hiding behind any bullshit here, Aquarius, either. It's very objective. And like I said, it seems to be revolving around, you know, what can I do better? What am I good at? What could I be better at? What do I suck at? And what could I get to at, you know, a decent level? Can't be good at everything, Aquarius. And then doing it, working on it. Taking things beyond a low, well, not even a low level, taking things beyond a level of competence to something better. What's the lesson here for Aquarius, please? We have the Emperor. We have the Four of Wands, and we have the Six of Wands, yeah. So, the Emperor is the card of planning and strategy. He is a card of getting your shit together as well. And Aquarius, that might be something that you're doing at the moment. In terms of how this is a lesson for you, it is showing you, just as the Magician does, that the only limits on you are actually what you believe you can achieve. Whether you believe you can't do it or whether you believe you can, you are right in both instances. And it might be that some of what you're doing needs a bit of tweaking. Some of it may, you know, you need to maybe overhaul things that you're doing. But certainly, this is a card of taking a higher view, taking a broader look at things, right? The Emperor doesn't micromanage. That's not his job. He is elevated above. He is, you know, plotting the strategy that moves forwards. But when it comes down to the details of who is going to be fighting on the battleground, you know, he's not going to dictate what sword swings a soldier should be using against someone else, right? That's not part of the thing. This is about broad movement. So, you know, this branch of the army is going to flank in at this point, and there's going to be a pincer movement and stuff. You understand what I'm saying here? It's about elevating and not getting stuck in the micro, right? The position for you here is the macro, and it always has been, because you are the star that sits on the horizon, the star that doesn't ever really feel like it gets any closer, no matter where on the planet you are, because it doesn't need to. It's not the point. It's always about you looking forwards and planning for that thing. But then we have 2 wands cards here for the rest of the lesson. The 4 of Wands here is my card of home, but it is also the card of a new foundation, and it does seem to me very much like you are preoccupied with the creation of this new foundation, and it is not for immediate gratification. The 8 of Wands, no immediate gratification there. King of Pentacles, no immediate gratification there. It feels like you're working on something big here, Aquarius. And, you know, this could have its expression in all sorts of things. It's going to be very different for each of you. But the lesson for you here is not to get stuck in the micromanagement of this thing, right? Elevate above, look beyond, because you can see to a distance that most other signs can't, right? You're just naturally in tune with that. And, you know, I did readings for you last year. It was specifically remember one, where it was like, you're looking at your feet, Aquarius. You're not supposed to do that. Like, you look that way over there to the horizon, and then you plot your course accordingly. If you're feeling a bit stuck at the moment, pull back from the situation and look at where it is you want to end up, right? And then retrofit the steps, like I was saying, about how you get there, because we've got the 6 of Wands here. This is success, not just any success, but this is conspicuous public success, really. Now, it's interesting, before I started this reading, I was looking at the coin. Now, if you haven't seen these before, I've got like 12 little zodiac coins with each one of the signs on it. And yours is the only one that's kind of in space, which is kind of awesome. You know, we have the water bearer, and she's kind of tipping the water out. But she looks like she stood on a cloud. And there's Saturn there, and I think it might be Jupiter as well. Right? Certainly there's some cosmic things in the background. And I was musing on how interesting it was that for a fixed sign, actually your direction of movement can be in any direction in 3D space, because you're not actually restricted by the ground or restricted by the water, you know. I don't know if you can see that terribly well. No, it's not showing up. If you're interested, you can have a look on my Instagram from like last year. There's pictures of all of them. Thinking outside of the box is your friend at the moment, Aquarius, and this is particularly true if you are feeling stuck at the moment. If you are not feeling stuck, but you haven't quite got things nailed down yet, zoom out, right? When you think you've zoomed out enough, zoom out a little bit more. Tell me about, give me some advice for Aquarius, please. So we have the 5 of Pentacles, we have the Star again, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. Now, as advice, the 5 of Pentacles would suggest to me that if you're doing something because of a fear of not having something, right? And with Pentacles, it's not about money, it's not necessarily about material things, because I see these as energetic currency. So it can be money and it can be stuff, but you're galactic, you're not really fixed by the same things that others are, particularly not earth signs and things. This is about poverty, and this is about lack, or a fear thereof. Zoom back a little bit and see, you know, if perhaps some of the actions that you're taking are coming from a place of fearing being without. Because that feels like it's kind of pushing you from behind rather than you galloping towards something, right? It's kind of like almost trying to run away from it rather than trying to run towards something. And, you know, you're the star. It's all about the guidance for you over there. It's not about what is pushing you from behind. And for some of you, it could be that you were brought up very, very poor, right? If you want to bring it to a material level, you could have been brought up very, very poor. And what is in your consciousness at the moment is an absolute refusal to ever be in that situation ever again, right? It could be that some of you have never really considered the fact that that might be your motivation, but this feels a little bit like you need to purge what are old motivations for doing things, and certainly a fear of loss, or fear of lack rather than loss, might be the thing. As energetic currency, this can be your time, your care, your effort, your love, you know, anything that you are capable of investing, including money, but not necessarily money, is here. So where are you losing something? Where is there the possibility of you losing something? Not losing, I need to stop using that word. It's not losing, it's a lack of, you know, where are you spending too much effort on something that's not going to give you a reward? Where are you getting tied down in the micro level of things when you should be, you know, coming out and zooming out? Play to your strengths, Aquarius, and your strength is following that star. We've got the Two of Pentacles here. It's a card of stability, it's a card of balance, it's a card of juggling those energetic, you know, coins right there, that energetic currency. It suggests to me that you're putting a lot of effort in one direction that it doesn't need. You're perhaps even spreading your attention too widely, and it maybe needs narrowing down a little bit, right? And whatever it is, a broader perspective at this point actually feels like it might be the thing that works for you better. Pick that point on the horizon and then work out what you need to do to get there, rather than running away from a fear of something. Right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this was helpful for you. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.